Issue on the LS460 is that the heater will not heat as fast when you turn on the car. It blows fine, but what's going on is it's not heating. So the easiest solution, one of the first things I read on the forums, is to make sure that your coolant level is okay. I took off the engine cover, which was easy, it just snaps into place. Took off a couple of these small stoppers that they have, and God behold, I look underneath and my coolant level is below the low line. Now, to get access to the coolant level, this is kind of not convenient. You have to take off this air intake in order to get access to it. So sprayed this down so I could open this, and then we'll take this air intake off and fill up the coolant and see if that does the trick. So by taking off the air intake, you can, from the back, from the air box, by just pressing with a screwdriver here and taking that 10mm off right here, you have enough room to get exposed to get the top off. Otherwise it's really hard to get the cap off in order to refill this. Taking the two 10mm off, they're on the air intake. Once you take that plastic cover off, it always helps to spray a little silicone spray. Good old Acura silicone spray does the trick every time for me. You can buy other stuff like WD-40, but that silicone spray I've been using for a long time, ever since my first car. Gets the screws out really well. And now we can pick up the air intake, and we've got access to this. We're going to fill it up, replace the two screws, connect the hose back up, and see if that does the trick. Now just closing the cap. It's nice, and if you look down below, it's filled it up a little bit above full. I'm going to run the car for a second, see if that does the trick, and then I'll put everything back together. I'm going to see how fast it blows heat now compared to before. We're going to make it on full front. Let's see. Just started the car up. Beforehand, what the car was doing was, once you would get above 2000 RPM, then or you were really punching the car, then it would do, the heat would work properly. Otherwise the car was, by the way, this is from a cold start. It would take about almost 5 to 10 minutes for the car to start heating up the cabin. Let's see if this does the trick now. We're going at roughly about a minute now. And now, in less than basically 90 seconds, the car is still cold, but you can feel it. The heat is coming out properly now, and the cabin is starting to warm up in 90 seconds or less after refilling this. So good, easy fix for a solution that you can try to diagnose and spend a lot of money at the dealership, or you can fix with literally 10 minutes and just filling up your coolant. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you. Bye-bye. The other thing you're going to notice every time when you do warm up the car and you come back to check on it, it is a little bit lower. So make sure you top it off, recirculate, go in there and turn on the car for a couple of times, and make sure that it is still to the level of full. So you may have to top off a couple of times after getting the engine warmed up to make sure, because this coolant has to run through the engine, then you get an accurate reading here afterwards.